The government of South Sudan has rejected claims made by Kenyan Special Envoy Raila Odinga regarding the status of First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar and his wife, Interior Minister Angelina Teny. President Salva Kiir's press secretary refuted Odinga's assertion that Dr. Machar and his wife were under house arrest. Odinga, who visited Juba as part of his diplomatic efforts to mediate regional peace, had told Kenyan media that he was denied access to Machar, who is reportedly under house arrest, and was instead directed by President Salva Kiir to consult with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. The security situation in South Sudan remains tense as government forces continue operations in areas affected by ongoing clashes between the Sudan People's Liberation Army in opposition and the South Sudan People's Defense Forces. Here is our cover report. South Sudan's opposition says the arrest overnight of First Vice President Riek Machar, longtime rival to President Salva Kiir, had invalidated their 2018 peace deal and risked plunging the country back into war. A convoy of 20 heavily armed vehicles entered Machar's residence in the capital Juba and arrested him. According to a statement issued by a member of his party, a dramatic escalation of conflict that has been building for weeks in the world's youngest country. A power-sharing deal between Kiir and Machar has been gradually unraveling, threatening a return of the civil war that killed around 400,000 people between 2013 and 2018.
That Dr. Riek Machar is under house arrest. He's under house arrest, will be subjected to investigation, and it is the investigation that will prove his innocence or his guilt. So this is what happened. This action is dictated by the need for the protection of the hard-won independence for which our heroes and heroines shed their blood and sacrificed their lives.
Prior to Machar's arrest, Kiir said he reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to restoring peace following a meeting with church leaders. It follows weeks of violent clashes, particularly in Nasir County, where government forces loyal to the president have battled the so-called White Army, a militia with ties to Machar. International observers have expressed increasing concern, with Norway and Germany closing their embassies in Juba. The British and US embassies announced they were reducing to minimal staffing and urged citizens to leave the country.
People have been saying, well, this is a violation of the agreement. Does the agreement authorize anybody to take the lives of others? Does the agreement authorize you to do whatever that is unlawful because of the agreement? No. The agreement is an agreement governed by law, and we must abide by that law. If we decide to violate in the name of the agreement, then it is unfortunate.
South Sudan, which declared independence from Sudan in 2011, has remained plagued by poverty and insecurity since the peace deal in 2018. Analysts say an aging Kiir, 73 years old, has been seeking to ensure his succession and sidelined Machar politically for months through cabinet reshuffles. More than 20 of Machar's political and military allies in the unity government and army have also been arrested since February, many held incommunicado. Machar's party says 3 of its military bases around Juba have been attacked by government forces since last week. The training centers were established to prepare opposition forces for integration into the unified army, a key provision of the 2018 peace agreement aimed at uniting government and opposition troops. None of the incidents have been confirmed by the Kiir-aligned army, the South Sudan People's Defense Forces, or the SSPDF, although it accused Machar's forces of aggressive maneuvers from one of the bases last week.
Former Kenyan Prime Minister Raila Odinga arrived in Juba to help mediate the crisis. He was dispatched by Kenyan President William Ruto, chair of the East African Community, who said it followed a phone conversation he had with Kiir and consultations with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni and Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. This week, the head of the United Nations mission in South Sudan condemned indiscriminate attacks on civilians, particularly in the northeast of the country, which is escalating. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.